Dear students, how are you? Hope you are keeping fine. You all know we are going through a crisis period. Your classes are postponed, your studies seriously hampered. Yet we hope you will be responsible enough to keep going with your studies. In the meantime, classes online are started to keep you in touch. We expect you to attend these online sessions. Now we are going to talk on to the Skylark. It is a famous lyric poem written by P.V. Shelley. The full expression of his name is Percy B.C. Shelley. He is a major romantic poet of English literature. This poem is included in your second year honors syllabus. A Skylark is a romantic poem, so we should first know what is romanticism. Romanticism puts stress on the essential nobleness of common man and the values of individualism. That is, Romanticism glorifies common man and their dreams and aspirations. Aspiration mane akankha. Now, what are the traits of Romanticism? It gives full freedom to imagination. Man is free to imagine or think whatever he likes. It urges us to go back to nature. Romanticism glorifies love. Rather than intellectual ideas or logic, it gives priority to strong feelings and emotions. It highlights all that is spontaneous and unaffected in nature and man. Unaffected মানে যেটার মধ্যে কোনো ভান নেই, natural. Now, we would know in brief about the poet himself. He was born on August 14, 1792. His father was a wealthy landowner. Both his parents came of old noble families. Shelley was admitted to Eton College, but he did not continue his studies there. From there, he went to University College, Cambridge, but for his atheistic activities, he was expelled from that college. His personal life was tumultuous, that is, very noisy and excited. He married 2 times. Critics hold different opinions about his life and personality. Shelley was a romantic idealist. Idealist কথাটা মানে হচ্ছে আদর্শবাদী. He was a visionary, স্বপ্নদ্রষ্টা, যিনি একটা স্বপ্নকে ধারণ করেন, লালন করেন. In many of his poems, he declared his wish to reform the corrupted society. He wanted to establish an ideal society for mankind. He was a man who was perpetually at war with the present world. Perpetually means continuously, always. His most famous poems are To the Skylark, or To the West Wind, The Cloud, etc. His other great poems are Ozymandias, Adonis, Queen Mab, Aleister, and so on. Skylark is a romantic poem. It is a lyric poem, and so you should know a lyric poem does what? A lyric poem presents a single speaker who expresses his state of mind or process of thoughts and feelings. The Skylark is a romantic poem because the poet's imagination reaches its zenith at the sweet music of the bird. Reach the zenith মানে কোনো কিছু চূড়ায় পৌঁছানো বা শিখরে পৌঁছানো. As the Skylark is a part of nature, the bird's song makes us really curious about the beauty of nature. No logic or intellectual ideas we see to exist in this poem. It expresses the poet's strong feelings and emotions. Last of all, the poet's response to the bird's song is spontaneous and quite natural. This poem is noteworthy for its musical quality, its striking similes, its spontaneity, and its pictorial images. Its musical quality consists of its rhythm, rhyme, and nice use of words. And simile, when one thing is compared to another thing with the use of like or as. And spontaneity, that is naturalness, স্বতঃস্ফূর্ততা, যা কিনা ভেতর থেকে স্বাভাবিকভাবে আসে. Pictorial images, that is picture images. Image is the vivid and the descriptive words that a poet or a writer uses in his works. Skylark is a small bird. বাংলায় এই পাখিটিকে চাতক পাখি বা ভারী পাখি বলা হয়. It sings as it flies upward in the sky, and this is the special peculiarity of this bird. This poem celebrates the sweet and melodious singing of the bird. The poet advocates that the sweet music of the bird has an ideal beauty. He contrasts the sorrows and suffering of mankind with the unspeakable joy of the bird. He is curious to know what inspires a bird to sing such melodious song. If he could experience the gladness of the bird, he would have been able to sing as sweetly and as melodiously as the bird. This poem consists of 21 stanzas. This is fairly a long lyric. Now let us read the poem and interpret some of its notable stanzas. One thing to note is that this poem has an excellent rhyme scheme. Line 1 rhymes with line 3 and line number 2, 4 and 5 goes in a corresponding tone. And you will notice this rhyme scheme throughout the poem. This has given the poem an excellent musicality. Now let us read the poem, and I hope that you will keep the poem open before you as we read it. The title of the poem is To the Skylark, Skylarker Proti. So this poem is dedicated to the skylark, to the beautiful melodious song of the skylark. First stanza, Hail to thee, blithe spirit, bird thou never wert, that from heaven or near it pourest thy full heart in profuse strains of unpremeditated art. Here the poet is hailing or greeting the skylark. He is calling it a blithe spirit, a cheerful spirit. And according to the poet, the skylark was never been a bird. And it is high up in the sky and singing a continuous strain of sweet melody, melodious music, and it's singing wholeheartedly. And the poet says that the song of the skylark is unpremeditated or not thought beforehand. Next stanza, higher still and higher from the earth thou springest, like a cloud of fire, the blue deep thou wingest, and singing still to soar and soaring ever singest. Here see some words, springest মানে লাফ দেওয়া বা উপর দিকে ওঠা, in the 4th line and 5th line, wingest and soar. Both the words mean fly. In the 3rd line, see an expression, cloud of fire. When the sunlight falls on a cloud, the cloud gives the impression that it has caught fire. So the skylark is flying upward in the sky like a cloud of fire. It is singing while flying and flying while singing. This is a beautiful image of flight and movement of the skylark. Next stanza, in the golden lightning of the sunken sun, over which clouds are brightening, thou dost float and run like an unbodied joy whose race is just begun. Sunken sun means that the sun has not yet risen up. The golden light of the sun is brightening up the clouds, and at this early hour the skylark has started its upward journey. It is like an unbodied joy or an epitome of joy, an abstract joy, who has shared of his bodily existence. You see, this is a very, very beautiful picture image. We go to the next stanza. The pale purple even melts around thy flight, like a star of heaven in the broad daylight. Thou art unseen, yet I hear thy shrill delight. Shrill মানে কোনো কিছু তীক্ষ্ণ, তীব্র. Purple is a color, a mixture of violet and blue. Melt মানে কোনো কিছু গলে যাওয়া অর্থে. So, and even means evening or গোধূলি বেলা যেটাকে বলা হয়, এখানে সকালে আলো আধারের যে একটা সন্ধিক্ষণ সেটাকে বোঝানো হয়েছে. So, the pale purple evening of the morning fades away or melts around the flight of the skylark. The skylark is like a star of heaven. A star of heaven is not seen during the daytime, yet we feel its presence there. Similar way, the skylark is also not seen, but we can hear it by its shrill music. Go to the next stanza. Keen as are the arrows of the silver spear, whose intense lamp narrows in the white dawn clear, until we hardly see, we feel that it is there. Here see some words, keen, মানে তীব্র, sharp. Arrows mean অ্যারোস বলতে এখানে তীরকে বোঝায়, কিন্তু এখানে অ্যারো বলতে মনবিম বা চাঁদের কিরণকে বোঝানো হয়েছে। সিলভার স্পিয়ার বলতে মোনার রিজিয়নকে বোঝানো হয়েছে। This stanza indicates the moonlight which fades away on the arrival of the day. We cannot see the moon in the sky during the daytime, yet we feel its presence there. Skylark is also not visible, but we feel its presence by its singing. Why the skylark is not visible? Because it is singing high up in the sky. We go to the next stanza. All the earth and air with their voice is loud, as when night is bare from one lonely cloud, the moon rains out her beams, and heaven is overflowed. Overflow মানে প্লাবিত হয়ে যাওয়া, beam মানে কিরণ. And in this stanza is a very beautiful picture image. All the earth and air is ringing with the loud and delightful melody of the skylark. It is just like when the moon emerges from behind a single cloud and overfloods the earth and sky with its silvery rays. So you see, this is a very beautiful, another beautiful picture image. We go to the next stanza. What thou art we know not, what is most like thee, from rainbow clouds there flow not, drops so bright to see, as from thy presence showers a rain of melody. The poet tries to explore the true nature of the skylark, so he asks us a question. What thou art we know not, what is most like thee? Even rainbow clouds do not pour out such bright raindrops as the skylark's song pour out such continuous and sparkling stream of melody. See how beautiful a picture image here. Rainbow cloud, রংধনু রঙের মেঘের কথা এখানে বলা হয়েছে। pour out কথাটা মানে হচ্ছে ঢেলে দেওয়া। We go to the next stanza. This is a very beautiful picture image. At the same time, it is a notable simile of this poem. Here the skylark is likened or compared to a poet who is hidden in his own light of thought. The poet is, you can see some new words here. Unbidden means uninvited. You see the word wrought. Wrought means beaten out and shaped by hammering. যেমন আমরা বলি পেটা লোহা, wrought iron. Furniture is made of wrought iron. Here the poet is singing hymns unbidden or uninvited by anybody. He sings until the people sympathize with or appreciate his words of hopes and fears, which they did not give attention beforehand, which they could not appreciate beforehand. That is, the people could not understand the message of his poem. As we have said beforehand, that it is a very beautiful picture image, at the same time a notable simile of this poem. We go to the next stanza. In the next stanza, the skylark is likened to a high-born maiden. Let us read the stanza. Like a high-born maiden in a palace tower, soothing her love-laden soul in secret hour, with music sweet as love which overflows her bower. See some words here. Love-laden means love-filled, burdened with love. In this stanza, as I have said it before, the skylark is compared to a high-born maiden or an unmarried girl of a noble family. In her palace tower, she is singing a sweet song of love. She is doing so to get some relief by giving an outlet to her intense passion of love. But her song overflows her apartment and heard by the outside people. Similarly, the skylark is also not seen, but its sweet note is audible to us all the same. Go to the next stanza. Like a glowworm golden in a dale of dew, scattering unbeholden its aerial hue among the flowers and grass which screen it from the view. See some words here. Aerial means airy. Screen it from the view মানে দৃষ্টি থেকে আড়াল করে রাখা। The skylark is like the golden glowworm or firefly which flies among the dews of flowers dews and flowers and grass, and being unbeholden, that is being unseen, it scatters his light. Similarly, and the skylark, being invisible, also scatters its melodies to our ear. In the next stanza, the skylark is compared to a rose which is covered up in its own green leaves. Note some words are deflowered. Deflowered মানে কি rob off, কোনো কিছু নিয়ে নেওয়া, or carry away. Faint মানে অজ্ঞান হয়ে যাওয়া. See the last expression, last sentence and the last expression here. Heavy wing thieves বলতে এখানে বাতাসকে বোঝানো হয়েছে. কেন বাতাসের ডানা ভারী হয়ে গেছে? Because the thick fragrance, heavy fragrance of the rose has made the air heavy. The rose itself is not seen. So in this stanza we see the rose itself is not seen, but the wind carries away its sweet scent. Let us read the stanza. Like a rose embowered in its own green leaves, by warm wind deflowered till the scent it gives, mix paint with too much sweet, those heavy wing thieves. We are going to skip the next two stanzas. Chorus hymeneal or triumphant chant matched with thine would be all but an empty want, a thing wherein I feel there is a hidden want. Hidden want মানে হচ্ছে কোনো গোপন কোনো অভাব। হাইমেনিয়াল কথাটা কি? হাইমেন মানে প্রজাপতি বা বিয়ের দেবতা, ম্যারেজ গড। ট্রায়াম্ফান্ট চান্ট মানে গীত বা গান। ট্রায়াম্ফান্ট মানে ভিক্টরি সং, হেয়ার ইট মিনস ভিক্টরি সং। Either a marriage song or a song of victory, if compared with the supreme melody of the skylark, would seem rather meaningless or an empty vaunt. বৃথা আস্ফলনের মতো মনে হবে। By comparing with the skylark song, other songs seem to suffer from some deficiency. So you see, the poet in his ecstasy, the poet in his passionate feeling, how he gives such a great place to the song of the skylark. We go to the next stanza. What objects are the fountains of thy happy strain? What fields or waves or mountains? What shapes of sky or plain? What love of thine own kind? What ignorance of pain? Here the poet tries to explore to find out what is the subject matter or the source of the joyous song of the skylark. Is it some obsess of nature like fields, waves or mountains, or love for its own fellow creatures? Is it the skylark so happy because it has never known any sorrow or grief? We are going to skip the next stanza. Waking or asleep, thou of death must deem things more true and deep than a mortal's dream, or how could thy notes flow in such a crystal stream? Crystal stream মানে স্ফটিকের মতো, স্ফটিকের কোনো জলধারার মতো। In waking hours or sleep, the skylark must have known about the deepest mysteries of death than we human beings can. Things more deep and true are understood by the skylark. For this reason, the skylark is not depressed by worldly disappointments and even by death. This is the very reason for which the song of the skylark flows in such carefree and crystal stream. Note the third line and fourth line. Things more true and deep than a mortal's dream. That is, the more mysterious and more profound truths are known by the skylark. So, the skylark understands there is no need to be worried. There is no need to be despondent. There is only joy and joy. We go to the next stanza. This is the most notable stanza of this poem. It is a famous stanza. It is spontaneous and musical. It bears a great truth about human life. And this is the most quoted stanza of this poem. We look before and after and pine for what is not. Our sincerest slaughter with some pain is fraught. Our sweetest songs are those that tell of saddest thoughts. Sincerest মানে কি সবচেয়ে আন্তরিকতম, আর fraught means filled up with. So we see that whether we look before us, that is, we look forward to our future. See the lines. We look before and after, that we look back to our past. I look forward to our future. And what does we do? We look before us and look back to us, and we cry for what we did not gain, what we have not gained. We pine for what we did not get, or what we will not be able to get. And the last two lines. With our sincere slaughter with some pain is fraught. Even our wholehearted laughter, our feeling of joy, is mixed up with some kind of pain, is filled up with some kind of pain. The sweetest songs of human beings are those that are full of sorrows and griefs. The song of the Skylark is, on the other hand, is an expression of pure joy. But the song of the Skylark is the expression of pure joy. There is no mixture of pain or sorrow or grief in it. So we are going to skip the next two stanzas. We are in the last stanza. The last stanza is full of feelings and emotions. In this stanza, the poet is appealing to the bird to teach him half of his gladness or the feeling of joy. Let us read the last stanza. Teach me half thy gladness that thy brain must know. Such harmonious madness from my lips should flow. The world should listen then, as I am listening now. So we see that the poet is asking the Skylark to give him at least half of his gladness. And with that joy in him, Shelley would feel so inspired to write poem that would compete with the songs of the Skylark. The world would then listen to Shelley's poem as Shelley is now listening to the songs of the Skylark. All that Shelley needs is the feeling of ecstasy of the bird. Ecstasy means প্রবল আনন্দ, feeling of great joy. You have already known that Shelley was a romantic idealist. He was a seeker of ideal beauty, and we see that he has found this ideal beauty in the exquisite melody of the Skylark. So that is all for today. Keep fine. Hoping the best for you. Thank you.